New York Yankee baseball brought to you in part by Heineken. Brewed true since 1886. Seek the truth. One of the best seats in the house, right behind home plate where our low home camera is positioned. And we get a look at left-hander Ron Vallone.
Ron Vallone out of Jersey. ERA this year of 1.54, and we were just talking about, Kitty, you look all over the major leagues and there are all these ex-Seattle Mariners that are everywhere. There's another one, Ron Vallone. How many are there on this staff? Burba, Jackson?
Yeah. Ron's problem is he's just had a passing acquaintance with the strike zone. He's never really been able to come completely acquainted with it, and I think if you know Lou Piniella, he does not have a lot of patience with pitchers that don't find the strike zone. It's in for a strike, but Ron is doing it now. Sometimes those #1 draft picks, the expectations are high, and it just takes him a few years to get command of things. He's pitching well right now. Acquired from the Milwaukee Brewers in the Marquise Grissom trade. This is 2-1.
You look at the hard throwers in this league that have problems with the strike zone, and there's a couple of them who have landed here in Cleveland, as Chris Shamlis talking to Louis Soho there. Eric Plunk, perfect example of someone who, until he came here and found a much smaller role, really never found his niche, and he has found it here in Cleveland.
Count goes to 3-1. There's
Eric, new beard.
Yep.
Beard and mustache. Maybe that's it. The beard and the mustache.
For a strike, and the count is full. 10 strikeouts for David Cone. 7 innings of shutout, 3-hit baseball. The Indian feathers hanging on the creative K's out on the facade. In the gap to right center. Lofton's on the run. He's not going to get it, and it's off the 385 side, and Brocious will have a standing double.
As we were talking about earlier in the game, Brocious enjoying just a great year. That pitch over the outside part of the plate, and Brocious just goes right with it. He does have power. That was everybody thought that he was just a line drive hitter. He's got terrific power, but look at that on the outside part of the plate to the point of impact there, and he's got some good power.
That looks like the old congratulatory nice job. And a quick trip to the clubhouse for David Cone after 7 innings of 3-hit baseball. And here's O'Neill. Breaking ball misses. Good day for Paul O'Neill. Broken bat single and then a sharp double. And his job right now with nobody out and Brocious at second, he'll be, most of you baseball fans know, he's going to be trying to pull that ball and at least make a productive out against the left-hander. Get Brocious to third. Inside corner, strike one. Veteran Paul Assenmacher. Boy, those lefties stick around till the hair turns gray.
And his is turning gray, isn't it? 2 ex-Yankees, Eric Plunk and Paul Assenmacher.
Words of instruction from Willie Randolph.
Now you would think that Vallone wouldn't throw that pitch on the inside part of the plate.
Right. Yeah, because that's a pitch. Of course, he's got enough on it, and Paul O'Neill is not a what you'd call a dead pull hitter. Paul, I think most good hitters hit off the fastball, but sometimes you almost think O'Neill hits off the breaking ball because he is such a good breaking ball hitter. He's done well against Vallone. He's 3 for 4. Joe Girardi in a discussion with Ricky Leday, who's had a nice debut. There's another fastball. Looking for the local and got the express, and it's 2-2. See now, pitcher gets 2 fastballs by O'Neill, and sometimes they say, okay, I've thrown him 2. I better throw him a curve. And then here comes the curve, and that's when O'Neill does his damage. That's the 24-year-old who has his first major league hit, his first stolen base. Another Fastball in on the hands, and O'Neill stays alive.
One of the things about Leday that has impressed me in this game and impressed me in spring training is his play in the field, Kitty, because last year in spring training, year before last, he looked like he needed a little work, and he did it. He went to winter ball. He played center field, I believe, in winter ball, and he really has turned himself into a fielder. A couple of years ago, Roy White told me that he said, you watch this kid. When he really learns how to play the outfield, he's going to be terrific. We all know he can hit.
Count is full. He's 24. He's played professional baseball. He's now into his 9th season.
Signed when he was 16, right?
Playing when he was 16. Getting some friendly words of advice from Luis Sojo on the Yankee bench.
And this time he knows. He said to me yesterday, or day before yesterday, he knows he's only here till Bernie comes back.
High fastball, and O'Neill tomahawks it out toward Lofton, and that will be a productive out as Brocious is able to advance to third base. So disappointed he didn't get a hit, but a good at bat for Paul O'Neill. He wants to hit 1,000.
Yes, he does. But he takes this pitch now in the inside part of the plate, and he does try and get it out there. Middle of the bat, got good wood on it, got it up in the air, but did the job. Got Brocious over to third base.
Now the Indians will bring the infield in and pitch to Tino Martinez with Raines on deck. Good breaking ball from Valone in for a strike. He got the first RBI and then picked up another pair on the single to give him 50. As Kenny Singleton likes to say, halfway around the board. If you get to 100, you're all the way. Ooh. Tied a little bow tie on Tino.
It's right in the area where Tino got hit by Benitez, and you know what he's thinking right now.
That usually means when you see that pitch, here comes a breaking ball after that, and it was, and he rips it, but right at David Bell. What a remarkable reaction by Bell. I mean, that ball started to his right, and it sunk down to his left, and he had to turn around and backhand it. What reflexes.
Tino picking up the pitch from Valone here, and he really gets good one on it as he's rising a little bit, but Bell right there in front of it. What a stop. Must be in the genes.
Yeah, it had that hooking action, and what Tino's disappointed about is he got knocked down, and then he took a good breaking ball and ripped it. So he showed Valone he wouldn't be intimidated. Here's Raines, and he takes ball one.
Team will be down in Baltimore tomorrow, and Tim Raines, I guess, will get to see his son sign a professional baseball contract.
Pretty good PR move by the Orioles. That's in for a strike, 1-1.
Well, you know, as an outfielder, Little Rock's got almost clear sailing there in that Baltimore organization. They got a lot of room there.
You got clear sailing everywhere there about unless you pitch, I think.
Yeah.
All the free agents in a disappointing year. You check out the Yankee box score. Ripped right left field. RBI single for Raines. His second hit of the game, and it extends the lead to 4-0.
Alomar setting up outside. It's inside, and Rock just turns on that pitch, hits it right into left field. Whitten going after the ball.
RBI number 21 on the year for Raines. Curtis swings through that pitch, strike one. Corner, but slicing foul, and the count will go to 0-2 to Curtis. Tim Raines got his 800th stolen base the other night in Montreal. We might see him try for 801 right here with the count 0-2. And here's our Aflac trivia quiz. Which pitcher has made the most appearances in the majors during the 1990s? I guess we could give people a hint and tell him that he is in the ballpark today.
There was such a nice moment in Montreal. You're talking about that 800th stolen base. Standing ovation. His wife and son were there. And Mike Stanton went out after the game but got the base.
Got the base, huh? Like getting Ricky Leday
the ball
souvenir baseball that he got for his first hit today. Fourth man in history, modern history, to do it. In the gap, left center. Witten's on the run, won't get it, but he does cut it off. Raines took a look at the ball and slowed up a little, and Willie Randolph had to hold him at third. I think those wheels in their late 30s, in his younger years, he'd have scored on that easily.
Now this is what you really like Chad Curtis to see Chad Curtis doing. He's been in a little bit of a slump. Just meet the ball, get it into center field. Just try and break that slump any way you can. Don't do too much. That's a great hit by Curtis. There's Raines coming around second. He's taking a look at the ball to see where that is. Slowed up a little bit and now stays right there.
And Hargrove with a trip to the mound. And he will replace a left-hander, Ron Vallone, with another left-hander. And we'll have the new Indians pitcher for you when we come back after this.
Homeowners, if you're drowning in high-interest credit card bills, National Finance can help you substantially lower your monthly payment.
I'm David Silipino, president of National Finance Corporation, and I have a very special offer for you. I'm so confident that we could lower your monthly payments with our home equity loan that if we can't, I'll pay your existing mortgage for an entire year. So call now at 1-800-LOAN-NFC and find out how to start saving on your monthly payments right away.
Dial 1-800-LOAN-NFC. The money you need when you need it.
Need brakes? Come to Midas for a break on brakes. $79.95. Yeah, that's right, $79.95 for a limited time only. You better hurry, because the problem only gets worse. With our standard brake package, we'll service your brakes and you'll get our guarantee for as long as you own your car. So get into Midas now for the brake you need. $79.95 for brakes. Midas Brake Service. It's worth stopping for.
American Express Small Business Services. How can I help you?
How can I help you?
Right. We only work with small businesses.
Why don't we start with your cash flow?
And our equipment financing plan will help spread out the payments.
That'll definitely give you more flexibility.
How about setting up a line of credit?
We can do that.
Then I'll put you in touch with one of our CPAs so you can start getting ready for tax time.
We can always make adjustments when your situation changes.
Call 1-800-SUCCESS to find out how American Express Small Business Services can help you do more.
4-0 Yankees now with 2 out in the bottom of the 7th. And our Aflac trivia quiz, which pitcher has made the most appearances in the majors during the 1990s? We said he was in the ballpark. And we'll deliver him to you. 550 appearances, Paul Ossenbacher. And he's on the mound.
He is really great. Look at that.
Hey, tell you, those hanging sliders will turn in here. Great. 29
forever though,
yeah, 29 appearances, and look at the innings. See, he just comes in for a third of an inning, 2/3 of an inning. You can pitch till you're 50 doing that. If you can get
6 walks, 20 strikeouts. That's what you like to see if you're a manager.
Man, one of the reasons he's been able to stick around for so long and is so effective against lefties, always had a good curveball when he came up back in his days with the Atlanta Braves in the 80s. But he has sharpened up that curve where to hit him, you know, he kind of works the middle of the plate out. And Ricky Leday will get an early test here to what facing a good veteran left-hand major league pitcher is like.
Yeah, my guess is Ricky Leday's never seen anybody like this.
He's had a good day.
Sure has.
There it is, strike one.
Ricky, a very emotional kid. He was almost beside himself that he was actually here in Yankee Stadium. Said he started to cry when Stump Merrill told him he was coming up here. He's going to be around a long time, I hope.
Another one. That missed, and it's 1-1.
Seems to have a good idea of the strike zone. He's a slash hitter. Good compact swing.
Check swing. Vizquel is there. Makes the play. If the Yankees pick up another run, Susan, I enjoyed the visit.
Thank you,
See
Kitty.
you in Baltimore. Kenny Singleton rejoins me in the 8th inning with the Yankees holding a 4-0 lead. New Yankee pitcher when we come back.
Avis Roadside Assistance.
I'm in the middle of nowhere. I hit this huge nail.
Sounds like you've got a bigger problem.
My 2-year-old's hungry and I don't have a thing.
It's a flat. She's on Route 201 near Pine. Oh, and bring some crackers. That's right, crackers.
Avis cars come with Avis people, and trying harder is what they do best.
I'm going to change a tire, and here's something for the little one.
We try harder, Avis.
Paying your dues is hard. Paying your bills is easy. With Chase Online Banking, the quicker, easier way to make payments and transfer money. Leaving you a little more time for paying your dues. Chase Online Banking, free when you open a Chase Better Banking account.
I've learned a long time ago it's not how big or small or how you look or where you come from. It's what you're made of inside.
Jim Herr doesn't use just any potatoes. But then Jim Herr doesn't make just any potato chip. Make hers yours.
Gotta go to Moe's. Yankees fans know you've gotta go to Moe's. Check out Modell's all-star lineup of officially licensed teamwear. Gotta go to Moe's.
Nice view from Skycam, and a reminder that New York Yankee Baseball is brought to you in part by Nissan, who remind you that life is a journey. Enjoy the ride. Welcome back, my partner Ken Singleton. A look at National Finance Corporation Skycam, and David Cone still is on the mound. Looked like they had said goodbye, congratulations, and a new pitcher, but he's still there.
Well, he talked Joe Torre into letting him go that complete game victory his last start. Right now he's going to face Kenny Lofton, who drops down the button. Just going to roll foul if Joe Girardi can get to it. He does. And it's strike one on Lofton. In his last start, they were thinking about bringing him out. Remember, Joe Torre said if one man gets on base in the 9th inning, you're out of the game. Well, nobody did, and David Cone was able to pick up the complete game victory against the Marlins. But this time dealing with a different type of lineup for sure. Veteran hitters, as we look at the bullpen, Graham Lloyd and Mariano Rivera heating up in the bullpen for the Yankees.
Lloyd would be getting ready for Tomey probably, and then might be that same situation. Yeah. One man gets on.
Lofton lets a high fly ball. This is hit well to right field. Going back is O'Neill. He looks up, and this is a home run. Kenny Lofton, who hasn't been retired all afternoon, puts the Indians on the scoreboard, and the shutout is out of the window. For Lofton, his 5th home run of the season, and that ball had the sound when it left the bat.
You can see David Cone sort of shake his head. How did that happen? What a day by Lofton. Double, single. Cone had him in an 0-2 situation and hit him with a pitch, and then you're right, that ball does to Lofton a lot like Ricky Leday, or I might say Ricky Leday like Lofton. They're wispy, wiry, but they got some surprising power.
And Mel Stoudemire out to the mound. Yeah, that's that low and in pitch you talk about.
That baby will go a long ways.
They just dropped the head on it, almost got it to the bleachers.
those guys that don't hit a lot of them, they don't break that home run shot down till they get about halfway to second. I think this visit by Mel was understandably to give Lloyd and Rivera a little more time to get ready.
Vizquel, Ramirez to follow, and Tomei will hit this inning as the Indians have broken through on the scoreboard. It's now 4-1. Right back with a called strike. Vizquel 0 for 3 on the afternoon. Splitter for strike 2. Strike 3 call.
Man,
Drew Coble.
that was good morning, good afternoon, and good night. I mean, if you're Omar Vizquel, you're the 11th strikeout victim. Just tip your cap. That's 3 perfect pitches.
Well, David Cohn fighting back after giving up the leadoff home run.
See, I think from that right side of the rubber now, he really can zone in that backdoor breaking ball to the left-hand hitters.
11 strikeouts for David Cohn. Here's Ramirez, who has struck out. He was a strikeout victim in the 3rd inning. He's also singled and flied out. This game has been played throughout in a steady drizzle. Pitch is fouled back, and I think it was a nice gesture by the Yankees. The fans who come here this afternoon all will save their ticket stubs and exchange it for another ticket.
We're going to get to see a game 3 in September, around the time we'll be talking about clinching day for the Yankees and probably for the Indians. I know it sounds premature, but they both have comfortable leads.
Fouled off. Ball and 2 strikes on Ramirez. And the fact is, even with the weather, a pretty good crowd turned out this afternoon.
Haven't heard the official announcement, but somewhere in the range of 40,000. And you're right, they had to come in a drizzle and sit through a drizzle most of the afternoon.
You know, when you watch David Cohn, you get to the latter stages of ball games, and he's working here in the 8th inning. He gave up the home run to Lofton, but to finish people off like he did earlier in the game, I think that's an indication of how his stuff is at this point. You saw him finish off of Vizquel after the home run by Lofton. Splitter in the dirt, 2-2.
I think you build arm strength by pitching more innings. So much is made today of 100 pitch counts and 6-7 innings, and that's why pitchers never build any more arm strength. And the more you pitch, the more you throw within reason, the stronger your arm gets. So I think coming off that complete game last week, his stuff is still very strong in the latter stages this one.
Call strike 3. Fastball over the outside corner. Well, you talked about a backdoor breaking ball. That was kind of like a backdoor fastball, kind of tailed back over the corner. 12 strikeouts for David Cohn.
And on this pitch, the 122nd pitch of the game, you see there's that movement, that little tail that Kenny's talking about. Girardi sets up outside, and it paints the outside corner perfectly. Joe Torre immediately looked down at Mel and said, how many pitches is that?
Jim Tomei swinging at the first pitch. Bobbled by Knobloch. Recovers. Throws him out. And David Cohn, despite the leadoff home run, gets the Indians in order after that. We've played 7.5 innings. We're headed to the bottom of the 8th. The Yankees lead.
Being on SportsCenter does take its toll.
For Kenny Mayne, I'm Dan Patrick. Good night.
Once we finish a show, we do it all over again for the overseas markets.
No pants, forget it.
Buenas noches, amigos. Me llamo Kenny Mayne.
Same highlights, same anchors, different dialects.
Dos vidania. Menyu zavut, Boris Patrick. Vut, Kenny Mainski.
To touch people all over the world, That's special.
Still paying too much for car insurance? Geico, a 15-minute call could save you 15% or more. Buy direct from Geico and you can drop a very expensive person from your car insurance policy. The middleman. Geico, a 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Yoo-Hoo is proud to return as a sponsor of the New York Yankees in 1998. Yoo-Hoo, America's #1 chocolate drink. The Yankees and Yoo-Hoo, 75 years of the best of New York.
Back on a kind of a drizzly afternoon here at the stadium. The Indians have made a pitching change. Yankees leading 4-1 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Former Yankee Eric Plunk will come in and do the pitching. Always had a good arm. 23 strikeouts in 25 innings, 10 walks, 30 hits. Another hard thrower out of the Indians bullpen.
Yeah, with a pretty good forkball. And the Indians, like the Yankees, Kenny, are one of the few teams that can send a lot of veteran pitchers out to the mound. Well, we haven't had a lot of sparkling defensive plays, but
Girardi in the 6th inning hit a sharp ground ball to short, and you'll watch the play handed in by Omar Vizquel. This will be our Hoover pickup of the game. Nice stop, recovery, and then the throw to first base. That's how you earn the gold.
I guess shortstops and first basemen would be the dominant positions in the American League. There seems to be so many good ones. There's a discussion. David Cohn, as our director Bill Webb read his lips, said, "I'm all right," but pitching coaches will look down at that clicker and say, "Nah, 10-game lead, long season, got to keep the relievers happy."
Yeah, this is a save situation for Mariano Rivera. Girardi swinging at the first pitch, and he's going to drop it in there for a base hit. So while he was robbed by Vizquel in the 6th, nobody's going to take that base hit away from Joe Girardi. He's 1 for 4. First pitch by Eric Plunk, line to right field.
There's the thing that'll get you, that little item right there that Mel's got in his hand. See, he's showing it to him. You know, if a pitcher's having a bad day and you don't know whether to take him out, you're right. You can jack that thing up there and say, "Ah, you've had enough."
Yeah, well, look, 190 pitches. Nobody throws that anymore. Soho drops the bunt down, but it's in foul territory. The Yankees trying to build one more run as they go into the 9th inning. There's Soho's afternoon, including a strikeout in the 4th inning. He's grounded to second twice. Yankees trying to get back on the winning track after dropping the final game of the series in Montreal. There's Mariano. He seems to be, well, he's going to throw a little bit more. There goes Girardi. The pitch is lined towards center field and lofted. He'll make the catch. Girardi's going to have to scamper back to first base. Yankees put on the hit and run. And in that instance, it did not work. One out, still one on.
Joe Girardi, or Joe Torre rather, with a little, give you an idea of some inside managing. Soho showed bunt on the first pitch, and then he let him swing away. You say, why would he do that? Soho was 4 for 9 lifetime against Plunk, so he probably got the Indians thinking he's going to bunt. Got a fastball to hit and hit it well, but he just hit it right at Lofton.
Here is Knobloch, who has scored a run. 1 for 3 with a base hit in the 1st inning, and he swings at the first pitch. It's a lazy fly ball. It looked like Lofton got a false step break backwards and then makes the catch. It's nice when you have that great speed and you can recover. 2 down.
Unusual for the Yankees to swing at first pitches like that, and I would think because there's so much preparation goes into every game, they're saying Plunk throws a lot of first pitch fastballs. It might be the best one you get to hit.
2 outs. Girardi still at first, and here's Scott Brosius. Top part of the Yankee order today has really done the work offensively. Knobloch has scored a run. Brosius has scored a couple. Paul O'Neill has scored the other. Then you get down to Tino Martinez, who has driven in 3 of the runs, and Raines, who follows him in the order today, has driven in the other one. There goes Girardi. The pitch is inside. The throw to second is in time. So Girardi's thrown out stealing. That's going to end the threat as Sandy Alomar Jr. throws out his opposite number. We played 8 innings now here at the stadium. Still 4-1 Yankees.
New York Yankees baseball on MSG. The Yanks are at Camden Yards to battle the Orioles at their New York City Marriott scorecard tomorrow night on MSG.
The unforgettable savings are held over during the Memorial Day sales event at your local Ford dealer. You can still get unforgettable 0.9% financing on Ford Escort, 0.9 financing on Ford Taurus, 0.9 financing on Ford Ranger. Get unforgettable savings on every Ford in stock, up to $2,500 cash back. The unforgettable Memorial Day sales event held over. Don't forget, savings end on June 15th. See your local Ford dealer and think Ford first.
Ah, there's nothing like a little silk to arouse passion. Finger Lakes Racetrack. Thoroughbred racing so exhilarating you can feel your heart race. What silk were you thinking of? Finger Lakes Racetrack, where excitement runs wild.
The fastest horses and top jockeys in racing meet in one of the country's richest three-quarter-mile races. The $200,000 Finger Lakes Breeders' Cup, our race of the year, Saturday, June 20th.
Before Dad takes you to cheer on the Bronx Bombers, visit our participating Bob stores and enter the MSG Network Bob Stores Father's Day sweepstakes. The manager of the household will be given a game scenario that occurred during an actual Yankees telecast on MSG. All fathers and their children who make the right call that led to a Yankee win earn a chance to win 4 luxury suite tickets to the Yankees-Orioles games on July 4th and 5th. And don't forget, Bob Stores is the perfect place to shop for gifts for your father's special day.
Here's the score, 4-1, top half of the 9th inning. Here's a look at the upcoming games, and their interleague play will be added again as the Yankees will take on the Orioles, or make that the Braves first on Monday, June 22nd, and Tuesday, June 23rd. Both of those games at 7:30. Then the Phillies come in. The Phillies last year gave the Yankees some problems down at the Vet. They'll be here at the stadium June 30th, July 1st and 2nd. Then holiday weekend, the Orioles come into the big ballpark in the Bronx as the Yankees take them on July 3rd, 4th, and 5th. You'll see the start times right there. Tickets are on sale now at the stadium through Ticketmaster, the Yankee Clubhouse stores, and on the web at www.yankees.com.
There's the impressive numbers of Mariano Rivera. Only 1 walk in 20 innings, just 11 base runners. Don't get on base, you can't score. Almost a strikeout an inning. He has not worked in quite some time. June 6th, saved a game against the Marlins.
Well, the Yankee starters have been very effective. And how do you select one youngster to give the ball to?
Nice gesture by. There's a lot of communication these days between players and the young fans. You see Derek Jeter when he's in the on-deck circle. Paul O'Neill, even Juan Gonzalez down in Texas has developed a nice relationship with the fans in the right field corner. Travis Fryman will be the first test for Rivera, looking for save number 13. And Hideki Irabu. We showed you the pitching rotation before the game in the Baltimore series. There's the high blazer, and Fryman a little late, strike 1. But I think the Yankees have changed it to where El Duque, Orlando Hernandez, will be held back until Thursday in Cleveland. And the pitchers in the Orioles series right now are slated to be Wells, Irabu, and Pettit. 0-2. Leading the American League in earned run average, Hideki Irabu. Yep, he's getting it ready. Hernandez watches. 1-2. I did not get a chance to see if he was able to meet Doc Gooden today. Doc Gooden was El Duque's hero. That's who he watched when he was over in Cuba. And if you watch his motion, we'll see it his next start. A lot of the mannerisms. That's on the inside corner, strike 3. The 13th Indian down on strikes in the ball game. Fryman, a word for Drew Coble. 1 down in the 9th. And we want to remind you that tomorrow you can tune in for more exciting pinstripe action as the Yankees head down the road to Baltimore. 3-game series against Cal Ripken and the Orioles. It starts at 7:30 on MSG. Then on Tuesday, Tino Martinez and the Bombers continue their slugfest at Camden Yards. That's another 7:30 start right here on MSG. Catch the Yankees this week. Sure, and check your local listings as Justice takes ball one. His hitting line against David Cone.
Now, the way the Orioles have been playing this year, a lot of talk down in Maryland, not so much about the division as they won last year. WC talk, wild card down there. They want to get back into the picture.
All they got to hope for. That's in for a strike, 2-1. And as we wind this one down, there's the two. There's El Duque. When you watch El Duque go to his cap, wipe his brow, pick his shirt, if you could see Doc Gooden in the 80s, it looks the same mannerisms as Doc had. Left field hit sharply. Ladeo play it on a hop, and Justice has a one-out single. But to recap this one, as the Indians are 2 outs away from being defeated, the Yankees would increase. I guess we have to call this a series. It's only one game. The Yankees would extend that unbeaten streak to 24, but it was the back-to-back dominant pitching effort of David Cone. Last week against the Marlins, 14 strikeouts, and he backs it up this afternoon with 10 strikeouts in 8 innings. Rather, 12 strikeouts in 8 innings. And Sandy Alomar steps in, and you can imagine Mariano is looking for a little revenge here. Who could forget last year's postseason series with the Yankees holding a 1-run lead late in that one. That's fouled out of play, and it's 1-1. Let's go back to the Jake last year.
Well, the Indians 4 outs away from being eliminated, and this home run tied the game, and they went on to win it against the Yankees. You see the reaction of Paul O'Neill and Sandy Alomar Jr. and the rest of the Indians. So Oral Hershiser there now doing his pitching for the Giants.
That one's ripped the same direction. It's not a home run, but it's going to be in for an extra base hit. Justice being held at third by Coach Jeff Newman. And suddenly the Indians have the tying run at the plate. And it's ex-Yankee Mark Whitten.
Now this pitch not hit as far or as high, but fastball down, and Alomar has the ability to hit the ball hard to the opposite field. And you can see Chad Curtis chasing it down.
Now, Mariano's strength is a high fastball. You know, guys that throw hard, when their fastball is down, it doesn't have that same life to it that it does when it's above the belt. That had a little extra.
Looked like a little cutter right underneath the bat of Whitten. Same pitch, same spot. I mean, Girardi doesn't have to move the glove very much right there. I think if he wastes one now, it is that high fastball.
Inside, 1-2. Waiting on deck, Matt Luke, the ex-Yankee. Ooh, good swing by Whitten. Some pretty good fastball hitters in this Cleveland lineup. Justice, Alomar, and Whitten didn't miss that one by much.
I think that makes David Cone's performance even more enjoyable because of the fact that it's against a tougher hitting lineup than last week.
Fouled straight back again. That's why you could see David Cone, 123 pitches, change the arm angle, variety of curves and splitters. And it's a little more challenging for a predominantly fastball pitcher, one-pitch pitcher like Mariano against a good fastball hitting team. Like the Indians.
Look at Lofton, Vizquel, Ramirez, Tomei, Fryman, Justice, Alomar, Witten, Bell. I mean, it's pretty good hitters in there. Can you read off the Florida Marlins ladder? It's kind of tough, isn't it?
Broken bat out towards second. Indians will get a run. Knobloch will throw out Witten, and the Yankees will take that trade. It's 4-2, but they're 1 out away from a victory over the Indians.
Number 33, Matt Luke. Number 33.
And how about this Matt Luke, who did spend some time on the Major League roster with the Yankees, but was used just as a pinch runner. So he is getting a chance to come to the plate for the first time in Yankee Stadium. And he represents the tying run as Alomar is at third. Strike one.
He's only had one at bat. He was claimed on waivers early this year. He'd been with the Los Angeles Dodgers. And the Indians picked him off of waivers and using him off the bench.
Broken bat headed toward Tino at first. He'll make the throw to Mariano Rivera. And that does it. Mariano Rivera picks up his 13th save. The Yankees win it 4-2. Just a one-game series, and the Yankees win it. And the highlight of the day, another dominating performance by David Cone. Omar Vizquel had said, yeah, we want to show the Yankees something. We think this is a real battle between the two best teams, and the Yankees got the best of it today because their starter outpitched the Indians starter.
It's unfortunate the series got shortened to one game because I think that it really been a good test for both clubs. Even with Derek Jeter and Bernie Williams out, and a young man making his debut, getting a base hit in his first pitch that he saw in the big leagues, Ricky Ledee. So certainly has to be happy. Willie Randolph, bring a smile. I get that smile on his face.
I say nothing to this game.
Yeah, part of your first big league win.
Got a stolen base, drew a walk, a couple of fly ball outs. Joe Torre's Yankees roll on. Jim Thome and his Indians are looking for that ring this year, and it could very well come down to these two teams in October. We'll be back to wrap this one up on MSG when we come back. Yankees win it 4-2.
With its 150 horsepower engine, luxury appointed interior, power locks and windows, and standard CD player, the Nissan Altima is like getting a 5-star dinner at a takeout price. The Nissan Altima, the affordable luxury sedan.
Lease the Altima for $229 a month for 39 months. Initial payment $999. Ends June 30th. When the heat starts to bite, do you have what it takes to bite back? Gatorade Frost. Is it in you?
Where is money simple? Enter here. What if you could tap into Citibank right from your PC? Wouldn't it be easy if you could pay bills without writing checks? Or see what you've charged lately without waiting for the bill? Imagine moving money around this quickly and having an expert to answer your questions day or night. Citibank's PC banking puts you in control. It makes money simple. Citibank, the city never sleeps.
When it comes to renting a car, we believe there's only one place to go, National Car Rental. So what are you waiting for? Call National at 1-800-CAR-RENT.
42,000 plus clearing out of the stadium. They sat through a drizzle. This is what they saw this afternoon as we check out our Jeep Eagle game summary. Yankees win it 4-2. They get 10 hits. Neither team committed an error. David Cone, his 9th win. That ties Aaron Seeley of the Rangers the most in the American League. Jared Wright loses it. Mariano Rivera's 13th save. about those last 4 starts for David Cone and the Yankees? 24 straight unbeaten series.
Well, they've been playing some excellent baseball, as Yankee fans know, since the beginning of the year, and the Indians found out. The Yankees playing them for the first time this year. The Indians, the last team in the American League that the Yankees actually have seen. And like I said before, unfortunate it only got to be a 1-game series, but David Cone keeps going. A week's rest in between starts. It's not going to last that way the year long, but the fact that he's very strong after getting that much time off. David Cone picking up 12 strikeouts against a very, very tough lineup, and he used all of his weapons. Good breaking ball, good splitter, excellent fastball. It's David Bell who struck out there, one of 3 times that he struck out against David Cone today.
Yeah, now, maybe the Yankees are going to go out, since David Cone pitched so well, with 6 days rest. They got El Duque here. They got 6 starters. They need a 7th. They just pitch him once a week. If they all pitch like Cone has with 6 days rest, they'll be the first team ever to go to a 7-man rotation.
You'll hear from a lot of agents, though. They want their pitchers to get those starts so they can build up the numbers and come in and show the general manager, Brian Cashman, we've got these big numbers behind us. The ball club's been winning. Give us the bucks.
All right, when we come back, we'll probably have a special post-game guest available with Al Trautwig down in our studios here, but we'll be back at the stadium right after these words. Yankees win it 4-2.
Gary Sheffield, outstanding bat speed. Pull the ball with the best of them.
The secret to MLB 99's realism? Scouting reports straight from the pros.
Favorite cheese Gouda. Bobby Bonilla, weakness for fastballs in the dirt. Has a dog named Snacks.
Oh, that's impressive.
I knew that. You drive a 71 Nova, make $22,000 a year, and you were a bedwetter.
Hey, better.
PlayStation.
I've learned a long time ago it's not how big or small or how you look or where you come from. It's what you're made of inside.
Jim Herr doesn't use just any potatoes. But then Jim Herr doesn't make just any potato chip. Make hers yours.
Okay, tune into Bob's for men's, women's, and kids' Levi's jeans. 501, 505, 550. Bob's, the only place for Levi's.
Pro football. When I told my friends at Churchville Ford that it's better to give than to receive, I never expected this.
Your choice of over 200 new 98s for less than $200 a month. That's right, smoking new 98 Rangers now just $165 a month. Own a sizzling 98 Escort for only $169 a month. For just $199 a month, get a new Red Hot 98 Contour. 200 of Ford's hottest new 98s for less than $200 a month. If you get to Churchville Ford before 8 Monday.
Churchville Ford, always a heavenly deal.
To fill your expectations takes a special touch. At Sarah's Garden Center, it's what you expect from us.
Sarah's has over 2,500 varieties of perennials. Right now, buy 4 quarts and get 1 quart free. Visit the Water Garden Department and save 20% on all preformed ponds and rubber liners. And don't forget to ask about Sarah's Starter Pond Kit. Everything you'll need for success at one low price.
Sarah's Garden Center, touching your life.
About things you hear in the schoolyard, things about sex, drugs, alcohol. But if you talk with your parents, maybe you won't feel as odd or be as confused or frightened. Watching TV as a family can help get these tough conversations started. Ask your parents to call for these free guides, Talking with Kids, and TV as a Tool.
And during the week of June 8th through the 14th, tune into cable's diverse and quality family programming as part of Tune Into Kids and Family Week, too.
The Yankees win it 4-2 once again. David Cone provides his Sunday best. A week ago Sunday, 14 strikeouts. This afternoon, 12. He wins his 9th. Mariano Rivera saves his 13th. Tino Martinez got 3 RBIs today to run his season total to 50. And standing by right now down in our MSG studios here at Yankee Stadium is Al Trautwig, visiting with today's winning pitcher. Al?
All right, Jimmy, of course, that means I'm with David Cone. Last 2 weeks now, he struck out 14 last week, 12 this week. When was the last time you felt this good in back-to-back starts?
Well, it's been back to my Met days, that's for sure. I mean, it's all about rhythm. It's all about, tempo. It's kind of like a golf swing. When you lock it in and you feel it, you know you're there.
Now, this is bizarre to go back to the dog bite. But since the dog bite, and with that little, you don't have a scar, but you have just, when it's like when a cut almost heals. What has that done to the way you throw? Anything?
Well, first and foremost, it's kind of been a blessing because it gave me a little extra rest, and it kind of gave my shoulder a break. And then secondly, it made me use my fastball more and be a little more aggressive. And, in the long run, I think it's probably been a blessing. 14
strikeouts against the Florida Marlins may be one thing with the way these two teams are constituted, but 12 against the Cleveland Indians, that means a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. It's a big game for us. Everybody's really anxious to play these guys. I think everybody feels they're the two best teams in the American League right now, and probably going to be between us and them to go to the World Series. And that's not to be demeaning to some of the other teams, but right now on paper, these are the two best teams.
Just the way it is. We're going to look at some of the strikeouts from David Cohn's day. I thought in the first inning you learned that he wasn't going to give you the outside part of the plate maybe as you did last Sunday, so it looked as though your control was good enough that you could overcome that.
Yeah, I had to make some adjustments. The first inning is always the toughest inning, but I was able to make some breaking pitches and get a big strikeout on Travis there. And I had a good Laredo slider today. It really seemed to help. And it seemed like I faced a young hitter in Bell there, and he hadn't seen that pitch before, and it was really effective. And,
Manny Ramirez.
And to be able to throw a Laredo fastball is key off of that slider.
When you say Laredo fastball, what do you mean?
It's just a sidearm. It's a sidearm slider and a sidearm fastball. And a lot of times when I drop down from a different angle or from the side, I throw a lot of sliders. And I need to be able to throw some fastballs in there to keep them honest. And I was able to do that on Ramirez twice.
As you can see, it takes a long time to summarize a 12 strikeout day. And I would imagine when you see some of these hitters, it brings back the memories of what was a very frustrating week and a half at the end of last season.
Oh, without a doubt. I think when you look back at our postseason over the last few years, we realize that one swing of the bat can change the series. And we've been the benefactor of that with Leyritz's home run in Atlanta, and it's also been our demise with Sandy Alomar's home run. So this team doesn't take anything for granted.
Talk to me about how you go through your relationship with Mel and Joe and how you get those extra innings and those extra opportunities. What is it like, really? I mean, fans would love to have a little microphone there and say, what is he saying now to try and get that extra inning?
Well, Joe's probably one of the best, as far as keeping his cool and a level head. And he'll say something funny like, well, I've got a guy that throws 200 miles an hour down in the bullpen. What do you want me to do? Or you want to manage now? It's my job. Right. What do they pay me for? And Joe's always got a great comment or something to kind of lighten up the moment.
What's the difference between last week and wanting the complete game and today having it all over after 8 here? As you talked to Mel Stottlemyre and he showed you your pitch count on that little pitch count machine.
I think my pitch count was a little lower last week. I had 122 after 8 is probably enough, regardless of how old I am or what situation I'm in. And the fact is that we need Mariano Rivera to be a closer, and we needed him to get back in there against the Indians, especially after last year.
Now, David, what happened to the plan before the season when you told me that, you realized that you may not have that many more innings left in your arm, so you weren't going to go after that many strikeouts, and you were going to try to keep the pitch count a little bit lower. Here we are sitting at 26 strikeouts in 2 games.
Right. I think the best part about the last 2 games is I've gotten several 3-pitch strikeouts. I really haven't wasted a lot of pitches. I haven't gone 2-2, 3-2, and then tried to throw a slider or something off speed. I've been able to be aggressive and get some 3-pitch strikeouts.
Before you go, you guys are so tough on yourselves, but can you say that you really have felt great on the mound the last 2 weeks?
I really do. I mean, the only thing I can equate it to is a golf swing. When that tempo is there and your rhythm is there, you just feel like everything is a little less effort to throw the ball. And that's what it feels like. It feels like, when I'm throwing the ball now, I don't have to fight it, and it's less stress on my shoulder. And I just feel like the rhythm is there, and it's much easier to throw the ball.
As always, thanks for your time.
Thanks, Al.
David Cohn, 9-1, has a pretty good ring to it as the Yankees beat the Cleveland Indians today, and our post-game coverage will continue on MSG after these messages.
With its 150 horsepower engine, luxury appointed interior, power locks and windows, and standard CD player, the Nissan Altima is like getting a 5-star dinner at a takeout price. The Nissan Altima, the affordable luxury sedan.
Lease the Altima for $229 a month for 39 months. Initial payment $999. Ends June 30th.
You'll find it easy to get to,
but very hard to leave. It's the Mohegan Sun Way.
We keep the lines short and the action non-stop. It's the Mohegan Sun Way.
Everybody wins at these tables. It's the Mohegan Sun Way.
We'll make every visit one you'll remember. It's the Mohegan Sun Way.
Exit 76 off I-95 in Connecticut. Like no place on earth. Come experience.
The Mohegan Sun Way.
Where's technology going? Photonics, pharmaceuticals, biotech. They're coming to Connecticut to grow. Software companies here are growing faster than in Silicon Valley itself. Since January of '96, more than 450 high-tech firms were launched from here in Connecticut, capitalizing on some of the most highly skilled workers in the world. Call us and see how much power we can put behind your business.
Nobody does it like you, the way that you do. Nobody's got the power to please me.
The Hoover Steam Vac Ultra has 5 rotating brushes. Plus, it has a powered hand tool with 2 more brushes. It cleans like a whole crew of professionals. So, you know, there's really no comparison.
Hoover, nobody
Steam Vac Ultra.
does it like you.
When you ship with Priority Mail, it's a great way to save money. But what about other parts of the world? There's Global Priority Mail. And here's the best part. Give us a few days more, and you can save up to 70% over FedEx or UPS. So, what's your global priority? Try Global Priority Mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
Once again, the final score, the Yankees win it 4-2. David Cone wins his 9th. Mariano Rivera saves his 13th. Coming up next, our Tri-State Jeep and Eagle post-game report with Al Troutwig and interesting comments from the clubhouse with Michael Kay. And tomorrow night, we'll be with you again, starting with our New York City Marriott's Yankee Scorecard show at 7 o'clock. That'll be from Camden Yards in Baltimore. Scott Erickson and David Wells scheduled to be the pitchers in that one. Well, the 2 best teams in the American League met today, but it was youngster Ricky Leday who had a high moment. His first major league hit and his first at bat. Another vintage David Cone performance. He struck out 12 in 8 innings. Even veteran Tim Raines got an RBI single to add to the cause. The Yankees won it 4-2. Mariano getting a little revenge for what happened in last year's postseason play. For Leon Schreier, Bill Webb, Eddie Caginelli, for Susan Waldman and Ken Singleton, Jim Cott saying so long from the stadium.
New York Yankees baseball has been brought to you by The Dime, the bank that's with you all the way. By the 68,000 professionals at Delta Airlines. By the Discover Card. By your Tri-State GMC dealers, comfortably in command. And by Nobody Beats the Wiz Home Entertainment Centers.
Let's talk about family values at your GMC dealer. Bring your family in to meet ours. Here's Jimmy, a real looker, quiet, versatile too. Yukon, bigger, stronger, gets all the attention. And Suburban, luxurious, the most accommodating. Right now, there are sensational GMAC lease offers on GMC's entire family of SUVs. More of what your family needs, now even more affordable. So hurry to your Tri-State GMC dealer and welcome to the family.
If you like to watch TV, turn to Nobody Beats the Wiz. Featuring a star-studded lineup with Sony, Mitsubishi, RCA, and more. From 13 to 35-inch stereo TVs and 40 to 80-inch big screens. Now purchase any TV 30 inches and above with the Wiz Privilege Plus card and get 6 months financing with no money down, no interest, and no payments. It's prime time for TVs, where the best prices are guaranteed at Nobody Beats the Wiz, a Cablevision company.
That's my dad, Roger Bear. And that's me when I was 4. I practically grew up on skates. Yeah, I was gonna be a Hall of Famer just like him. You know, thousands of fans cheering me on. Then, right about the time I got to juniors, it started to dawn on me. What I really needed from my dad was some help paying for college. Luckily, Dad had been saving all along. Now I'm working on my master's degree in physical therapy.
Call 1-800-THE-DIME.
These days,
is, trying to get on top of your financial situation is getting tougher and tougher. What you need is someone with experience and know-how. The MetLife rep can help you get a grip on things and help you make sense of it all. Get Met. It pays.
This is the Jeep and Eagle post-game report, and it's brought to you by your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealers. There's only one Jeep, and it's only at your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealers. Well, they danced through the raindrops today in the Bronx and finally played a game and played it to the end. 4-2, the Yankees beat the Cleveland Indians. David Cone is now an impressive 9-1. Jarrett Wright ends a 4-game personal winning streak. Mariano Rivera bent a little bit in the 9th inning, but didn't break, and he's got 13 saves so far this year. Hi, everybody. Back in our MSG studios, I'm Al Troutwig. In a little while, we'll hear from Michael Kay, who's been in the Yankee clubhouse. And once again, the Yankees take a series. If there's one Yankee that might be frustrated, it's Mariano Rivera. I think I know Mariano well enough to say that when Sandy Alomar Jr. came to the plate, that was an out he wanted badly, and he didn't get it. But he did get out of the ball game, and as David Cone told us, he's felt extremely good the past 2 outings. In fact, he maybe hasn't felt this good since his days with the New York Mets. And speaking of his days with the New York Mets, Doc Gooden came back to the Bronx today and said he might have been a little sorry for some of the things he said about the way he was treated. This is the Discover Playback Payback. Doc didn't have to face the Yankees on this particular trip through, and as you see, the rain was falling early, and it was falling often today. Bottom of the 3rd inning, here's how the Yankees got on the board. Tino Martinez with a sac fly. Chuck Knobloch scoots on home, and New York's got a 1-0 lead. David Cone had good stuff. He pitched with runners on base in the first few, but got out of jams. Here in the 5th, he strikes out Mark Whitten, and then David Bell came to the plate, and he had 7 strikeouts through 5. In the bottom of the 5th inning, 2 runners in scoring position for Tino Martinez, and underneath the K's on the board, you know what he does with runners in scoring position. That's right, he brings them in. His 49th and 50th RBIs on the season. First it was Scott Brocious, then it was Paul O'Neill. 3-0 New York, and that would be your game-winning RBI. Bottom of the 7th inning, Tim Raines lines a 2-out single to left. A little insurance for David Cone and the Yankees. Brocious scores. That made it 4-0. But Mariano Rivera came on in the 9th inning, and after allowing a run on a Sandy Alomar double, this little dribbler, and he takes it from Tino Martinez for the final out of the ball game. So the Yankees win at 4-2, and they do not let a losing streak start, because you know the last time they played was the finale of the Expo Series, and they lost that one. So after 2 rainouts, the Yankees and Indians play 1 game. It's a series, and it's a series the Yankees win 4-2. We'll get Michael Kay's clubhouse report in a moment.
You are watching the Jeep and Eagle post-game report, brought to you by your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer. There's only one Jeep, and it's only at your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Jeep Cherokee has always been the perfect getaway vehicle. But now, look what you can get away with. The $279 a month Jeep Cherokee lease, where you get 190 horses, automatic transmission, and always capable 4-wheel drive. Plus now these extras, including air conditioning at no extra charge. The $279 a month Jeep Cherokee lease. A great deal to get away with when you really want to get away from it all.
Check out this $279 lease at your dealer. When it comes to renting a car, we believe there's only one place to go. National Car Rental. So what are you waiting for? Call National at 1-800-CAR-RENT. Let's go! Wanted. Drivers with good, bad, and ugly credit. No matter what your past credit history, call Auto Solutions toll-free at 1-888-423-AUTO. Your reward? Pre-qualification for instant automotive credit. It's fast, it's easy, and it's absolutely free. 1-888-423-AUTO to be pre-approved today. The Auto Solutions Auto Loan Phone is completely automated, so it's hassle-free and completely confidential. This is your chance to reestablish your credit without the pressure of a salesman or the hassle of paperwork. First-time buyer, divorce, repossession, slow pay, even bankruptcies. Call now. Even with less than perfect credit, you can pre-qualify for the pre-owned vehicle you've always wanted. 1-888-423-AUTO. Call Auto Solutions, the Loan Arrangers, for your reward. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
See, John.
I see a lot of families that could use a Connecticut vacation.
You know, you're right. Well, come with us.
Seen enough?
Hey, we just got started. Just keep paddling.
For information about a close-by Connecticut vacation and your free vacation guide, call 1-800-CT-BOUND.
Fox Sports News, first for the whole story.
We have an experienced team.
It's us against the world. Live.
In New York from the Forum.
We're just getting started. First, fast, live. Fox Sports News, midnight on MSG. This portable Iowa music system features a dual CD changer, double cassette deck, digital tuner, remote control, and Q sound for 3D enhancement. Call 1-800-BUY-IOWA.
As a loyal viewer of the Jeep and Eagle post-game report, you might be sitting there saying to yourself, it's about time they went to Joe Torre's post-game interview. You are absolutely right. Here's Michael Kay with the manager.
Joe, your opinions on how David Cone pitched today?
Look at the numbers. He pitched great. You know, maybe he didn't have the stuff he had last time, but he had the same result, and I couldn't be happier with it. For him to be able to repeat it and you know, pitch again 8 innings, it was great.
Is he a guy, Joe, that's helped by the extra rest? He hadn't pitched in 7 days.
I don't know that. I mean, we don't know. We'll find that out because next time around he won't have but 4 days, and he'll pitch on his 5th day, and we'll make a comparison. But I think he, again, I know I've said this before, I think he's finding things out, and he's getting probably a little more comfortable. He was getting under pitches today, but he was able to make adjustments. I think this was important. This was an important game. I mean, last time he was just on a roll, his last start. But today he had some pitches that he wasn't happy with, but he was able to make adjustments. Early in the year, he couldn't make those adjustments.
Were you absolutely thrilled that you could get Rivera into a game, and did he look a little rusty to you?
Yeah, he's probably a little rusty as far as his command. His stuff was good, but I think he probably after this outing should be a little bit better about spotting his pitches.
Tino Martinez seems like he's getting his stroke down, also getting big hits for you.
Well, again, you know, we have to make up for the loss of Bernie, and we just, you know, hope to take advantage of the opportunities we have.
How did Leday look to you?
He looked very comfortable. I mean, he had no easy play that first ball hit to him. He went back to the fence and made it look easy. And then the base hit and the walk, and I thought it was a great deal of respect they showed him when they took one left-hander out and brought in Asemacher. You know, I think Mike Hargrove recognized this kid's, you know, probably going to be a pretty good hitter.
Well, the probing style of Michael Kay carries us to the Clubhouse Report, brought to you by the New York Marriott Marquis, which is Broadway's biggest hit. Well, Mike, we don't know what the Yankees are going to... Sorry. We don't know what the Yankees are going to look like in the absence of... You having a problem?
No.
Okay. We don't know what the Yankees are going to look like without Bernie Williams, without Derek Jeter, but we got a little glimpse today. And anytime you have starting pitching like that, you can look this good. But I know they only played one game, and the last game they played against Cleveland wasn't very good. So this is a little chance for the Yankees to exert their muscle a little bit.
Well, I think the way the Yankees are going to get through all these injuries right now, the only way they can get through is with their starting pitching, and their starting pitching is exceptional. If you say El Duque is the real thing, that the 2 starts that he has are legitimate El Duque starts, then you look at the Yankees' 5 starters, and they really do have 5 #1 starters. And if you had to start the playoffs tomorrow, say you started a 5-game set against the Indians tomorrow, who would you pick as the number 1 starter? But that would be the toughest call of all.
And in the last 2 starts, it looks like David Cohn's like reasserting himself to be part of the mix, because as we've talked, you'd really go maybe El Duque, maybe Arabu, maybe Wells, and then you got to figure with Pettit and Cohn being the odd men out right now. But in the last 2 starts, I think he's changed that.
And it also seems that Andy Pettit has also come around in the last 2 starts. He had that 7th inning where he hurt his hip and they took him out. He said he could have pitched, but those are 2 pretty good games in a row for Andy Pettit. So when you look at it, I mean, it's a very circular rotation. We talk about how the lineup is circular. Anytime it's a leadoff batter and the 4th guy could be the cleanup hitter. Well, right now, any guy who starts could pretty much start on most teams as a #1 guy, except maybe the Braves and maybe the Mets, who also have a pretty good pitching staff.
Chad Curtis got the start in center field today. Maybe his swing came around. He had a pretty good shot out to right center field, and I thought Scott Brosius had another great
Scott Brosius is really adapting better this time to the number 2 hole than he did when Derek first went down. Then they moved him down to the bottom again. But what Brosius is doing so beautifully is he's hitting in front of O'Neill now. O'Neill is red hot, so no one wants to pitch to him. So the most they'll do with Brosius is they'll give him outside fastballs, and he takes that to the right center field side, and he's become very, very adept at that. I could see this guy hitting 320 the rest of the year, because in this lineup, with the amount of pitches he's going to see, he's already 1 RBI over his whole total from last year. He's going to have a great year.
Well, Yankee fans have been waiting to see Ricky Leday for some time, and in fact, Ricky Leday's been waiting for some time to show himself to Yankee fans. Well, this is a stacked team, and it took the injury to Bernie Williams to get his name put on the Yankee roster, and he got things started. First inning, he took a fly ball, and I thought the Yankee fans showed themselves to be on top of the situation. They gave him a big cheer. I mean, he handled this one right at the wall pretty easily.
This was not an easy play either, and I was really impressed the way he knew exactly where the wall was, went back and knew where the ball was going to land, and that was a big league play, and I think the fans appreciated it.
All right, so that's experience number 1. Here's experience number 2. First at bat, first pitch, base hit.
That's the way to break in, get the pressure off right away. You're in the baseball encyclopedia with that hit, and then Steve Donahue and Gene Monahan could doctor up the baseball, which Jose Cardinal, there it is.
You want it? You can't have it. And then to continue his first day's experience, how about a first major league stolen base?
You know, the one knock that they give on Ricky Leday as well, he's been in the minor leagues 9 years, but you know, he was signed at the age of 16.
It's like Bernie.
He really was, and sometimes it takes a long time. He's still only 24 years old, and people really like his swing.
And he did also get a chance to ground out and fly out. Here's Ricky Leday on his first game.
Well, how did your first big league game feel?
It was worth it. I mean, the way that, all these years I was in minors, I mean, it was worth it. It was great feeling to be here.
Any nervousness at all?
What was it?
Any nervousness?
Yes, I was. I was real nervous. But I mean, Joe Girardi just told me, just be aggressive. Just try to be aggressive, and just everything's gonna be all right.
Are you glad that you hit the first pitch you saw for a base hit, got it out of the way?
Yeah, I mean, I was just trying to do that, just be aggressive, and he threw me a fastball right down the middle. I just tried to hit it.
When you caught that first play out in left field and the fans gave you that ovation, I mean, they realized what kind of play that was. What did that feel like for you?
It's great. I mean, the fans, they're just keeping the game every time. I mean, they're here to get 2 strikes. They're just clapping, and they're always in the game, and that make you feel, you don't feel like nervous or anything. It's just incredible. It's incredible.
Is your family here? Who's here?
Yes, they are. My little bambino is here, 5 months. So I'm real glad this is here.
Now, where's the ball go? Who gets the ball?
I think that the trainer had it. He's going to keep it, and we're going to put it just in a little castle, just to take it home for me.
Well, he's a lot like Bernie Williams, as Susan Waldman said during our innings today on MSG. He's got that sort of self-effacing, very quiet personality.
And I think that what really impressed the Yankee organization was over the last month in Columbus, he started to hit for power, too. And they never thought that he was going to hit with that much power. 13 home runs. He's getting a little more confidence. Last year was a wasted year with the injury, but he showed enough to be called up. And Joe Torre is going to have him in the lineup every single day. Doesn't want him sitting on the bench. He'll be the left fielder, and then he'll deal with the DH spot with Raines and Strawberry.
No, we've talked about Homer Bush stepping in and delivering a couple of hits last week. All the Yankee bench guys, all the men who have been asked to contribute in their own little way as the Yankees muddle through this time of injury has come through, and today Ricky Leday was involved as well. We'll have some thoughts on David Wells' status, Andy Pettitte, Bernie Williams, Derek Jeter, too. Back in a moment.
Introducing Bally Sports Clubs, exclusive full-service fitness facilities designed for business professionals. Our sports clubs offer all the services and equipment that make Bally the most popular fitness corporation in America, plus special features like personal training and group fitness programs. Become a Bally Sports Club member now and get 50% off startup fee plus 50% off dues. Save today, tomorrow, and every day you're a member. Call 1-800-WORKOUT for information about how you can get 50% off your startup fee plus 50% off dues.
Wow, what a great view.
Looks like a lot of couples out there could use a Connecticut getaway.
Right this way.
Oh, that was exhausting.
Well, there's a lot for couples to do in Connecticut.
Or you can just sit back and relax.
For information about a close-by Connecticut vacation and your free vacation guide, call 1-800-CT-BOUND.
New York Yankees baseball on MSG. The Yanks are at Camden Yards to battle the Orioles at their New York City Marriott scorecard tomorrow night on MSG.
Like it or not, it takes money to live. Money you work hard for. The Ambassador Group knows this and wants that money to work just as hard for you. The Ambassador Group's team of experts take you from application to close, cutting through the jargon of rates, programs, and services. So whether you're purchasing a new home, consolidating your debts, or refinancing your current mortgage, you can relax, knowing the Ambassador team is with you every step of the way. The Ambassador Group, 3300 Monroe Ave.
With over 28 years experience in the vacuum cleaner business, Aspen Lighter Vacuum on Monroe Avenue offers the best in service, quality, and price. We take trade-ins and offer a great selection of top name brands like Miele, Eureka, Hoover, and a new line of central vacuums. If you're an allergy sufferer, check out our line of microfiltration vacuums. Aspen Lighter also services all types of vacuums. Aspen Lighter Vacuum, 516 Monroe Avenue. Better than the big guys.
Jeep and Eagle post-game report, brought to you by your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer. There's only one Jeep, and it's only at your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer.
The Yankees win another ball game. They're 33 above 500. It's unbelievable, but they are. 4-2 the final score. Cone beats Jarrett Wright. Mariano Rivera gets a save. But this team continues to play under the headline, serious injuries involved. Now let's start things off with a most important pitcher as we're back in our studios, Al Troutwig and Michael Kay. Andy Pettitte. Joe Torre told us before the game that whatever he felt in his lower back is okay and it's no big deal.
Well, we asked Andy the other day, actually yesterday, and he said, I was fine in that inning. He said, so I'm fine now, so I haven't gotten any better. I wasn't bad in the first place.
Let's start in center field then. Bernie Williams. Joe Torre is treating it as though it's going to be 3 weeks. And at least 3 weeks.
Bernie doesn't think so. I spoke to Bernie today, and he had just gotten off the stationary bike for the first time, and he said he didn't feel any pain whatsoever because on a stationary bike, you're putting pressure on the knee when you pedal. He said, I really think it'll be the DL period, 15 days, I'll be back.
It's a lot different, though, when you start cutting.
Absolutely, absolutely. But, he was just glad there wasn't any pain felt in the knee, and that's the first step.
Now, Derek Jeter apparently is destined for some sort of minor league rehab performance. Joe Torre said he wants to get him like 4 at-bats with Columbus.
Which would be about 1 game, and that would be on Thursday. Derek Jeter says he doesn't need it. Derek Jeter said, I'll be fine. I could take the BP swings. But Joe Torre said BP swings are a lot different than swings in game action. And then Derek said, well, let me play in 1 game. I'll just lay down a couple of bunts. But Derek really doesn't want to go. Right. But I think that Joe Torre and Gene Monahan will win out, and they'll probably send him out to Columbus.
And finally, let's revise the rotation because it has changed from yesterday to today, and it includes David Wells tomorrow against Baltimore.
David Wells tomorrow. He threw in front of the Yankee dugout today. He said he still feels very stiff, and it's hard for him to get loose. Once he gets loose, he's fine. He said, but it hasn't been like this in his career. He said, but I'll pitch through it.
I thought an extraordinary gesture by the Yankees today, telling everybody who sat through the raindrops, and what were there, about 40,000 people today?
42,949.
42,000 getting a chance to cash in and get a ticket to another Yankee game the 1st, 2nd, and 10th of September. Your choice. And it was a nice gesture.
Nice gesture, and it was a real rough weekend for the Yankees financially because they might have lost about $3 million with the rainouts on Friday and Saturday. From what I heard, they had about 50,000 seats sold each day. Then they have to put the one of the games made up that Monday in September, and it's a real tough day to make it up. It's Rosh Hashanah, and also it's the Monday Night Football game between the Giants and the Cowboys at the Meadowlands, so they might not get anybody at the stadium. They really lost a lot of money this weekend.
And chances are that time of the season might not mean very much to the Yankees' postseason hopes or standings or anything.
Or the Indians. So there's a good chance you might see Jerzembeck and Buddy pitch that day-night doubleheader, and if that's the case, well, the Yankees lost some money they're not going to get back.
Mike, we have a blank canvas in front of us for which you can paint the final last stroke, some sort of observation of the day.
Well, my observation of the day, I'm glad you asked, is that the Yankees tied up the series record of 24 series in a row. And Mike Borzella, who does the gun for the Yankees and charts pitches, he said, even if we had lost today, he said it really shouldn't be a series because the series is more than one.
Agreed.
One game should not count as a series, but since it does, the Yankees tie the record. That's my thought for the day.
And it's a beautiful thought. And we're done with Michael Kay. I'm Al Troutwig. Thanks for joining us for this edition of the Jeep and Eagle post-game report where the Yankees beat the Cleveland Indians 4-2. David Cone is now 9-1 with 26 strikeouts over the last 2 starts. Tomorrow on the MSG New York City Marriott's Yankee scorecard, we'll begin our coverage of the Yankees and Orioles with Mike Crispino's look back with Don Zimmer at 50 years in baseball. That'll be tomorrow when we follow the Yankees south below the Mason-Dixon line. Tonight at 10:30, a full recap of the day's events from the MSG Sports Desk. And then at midnight, the national picture from out in Hollywood, Fox Sports News. And so the day start David Cone as he mowed down 12 members of this very potent Cleveland Indians batting order. And it featured in the day Ricky Leday wearing number 38 and delivering a major league hit in his very first at-bat on the very first pitch. And from there, he stole a base and caught fly balls, and the Yankee fans made him feel quite welcome here in the Bronx. but it ended with Cone, and after 8 innings, Mariano Rivera picked up. And although he did allow one, the Yankees were able to win this one. The battery of Joe Girardi and David Cone successful again, and 9-1 on the season. So the Yankees now rise 33 games above 500 and do not let last week's loss to the Montreal Expos begin a streak. Leon Schweier produced it. Bill Webb directed it. Andy Braun with the replays. Eddie Caginelli with the graphics. Our executive producer is Mike McCarthy. Good night.